how close they're letting me come to them. They don't smell meat on me. Really like the fact that a domestic goose was hanging out with all the wild geese, the little pied fellow. That is just so sweet. There is one beautiful being that actually has just escaped the meat industry, and he lives in nature. Apparently he's doing very well. Matter of fact, he's not new. I've actually seen him here before. About a year ago. So anyway, he must be adjusting pretty well. He survived the winter, and pretty much is eating whatever the wild geese eat that we just passed, and I couldn't be happier for him. It's kind of funny too, because you can see just with the size of him and the size of the other geese that he was bred for something else besides just being wild and running around and eating things out of the soil. So anyway, I'm just glad to see him back to Mother Nature where he belongs. My feet are totally wet walking up and down these hills. The morning dew was pretty thick this morning, and it rained last night too. I could be a hippie about it and say that my feet are now dew-kissed. Well, good morning, everyone, and it is literally morning, so you never know where you're going to end up. I ended up in a park today. I just kind of got a wild idea that it might be nice this morning to actually do my 2-mile walk that I've just started a goal set with. And anyway, I decided to go to a park, and I pretty much went to a park with a lot of hills. Beautiful lake, beautiful setting. I went to this park because it is full of hills. So I was walking up the hills, down the hills, all the above. I think I hit probably what might be considered a 10% grade, actually, if you were actually on a treadmill. I don't know if that applies in nature or not, but you know, there were some high grades, and at one time I was like really working it off. One advantage actually of walking this way, and I've heard this in the past, is that it's very, very good for your balance too, because whereas in a gym or on a track, it's flat, it's straight, so you don't get any like ripples, little ripples, rolling hills, or anything like that. Whereas if you go out in nature, yeah, there's going to be little impressions in the ground, and little high spots and low spots and things like that, and it actually helps your balance, and I found that pretty accurate too. Also, it was a nice time to meditate out here too, because it's actually pretty area, and I guess I started a meditation early this morning. I was kind of thinking of the positives and the negatives of veganism. And yeah, there are positives and there are negatives. It's like, how do you want to feel about it? Do you want to be positive about it, or do you want to be negative about it? Starting with the positives, of course, your health. You will feel better. Other positives are you're doing something good for the environment. You're also doing something good for the animals around you. You're doing something good for the people around you. and you're polluting less in nature, it does lead to other life changes that are very positive too. And that's just basically the positives. As far as the negatives are concerned, you're awakened to the fact that animals get eaten. You're awakened to the industries and what they're doing to the planet and to the earth. You're awakened to a lot of things that basically you would not have been awakened to before. So when all is said and done, those are some of the negatives. Other negatives are you're not really as free to eat with other people as before, or sometimes people are afraid to eat with you because they really don't want you to see them munching down on a cow. So anyway, you got that. But all in all, I guess when it comes right down to it, you have to take the positive with the negative. This world is full of positive and negative. In electricity, you can't have a positive charge without a negative charge. So anyway, it's just one of those things. I think the whole thing is not whether it's a positive experience or a negative experience. It's whether you believe it is the right thing to do. Of course, I won't be doing many of these walks just out of convenience. I happen to be off today, so I can do stuff like walk and just feel Mother Nature around me. But for any basic day that I'm going to work, I just need to get out of my house and do 2 miles somewhere and then end up back home. But that's okay. Nice to enjoy these moments. That being said, thank you very much and have a good day.